as an entrepreneur that you are, as an investor that you are, you open up your heart to the possibilities of accumulating so much wealth and riches for your children, because a good man always leave inheritance for his children. So if you make a plan to leave inheritance for your children, you are making a plan to fail, because he that failed to plan to fail. So we'll be looking at these topics, this training, so that it will empower you to become the ultimate best version of yourself, the ultimate powerful, stronger, best version of yourself. So because the more you invest in yourself, the more powerful you become. Okay, so we are going to, if you are done with this, you've written it on your notes, shall I? You have not done yet, shall wait for me. Copy is allowed in this class, so just sit down close, somebody can copy is not bad. Just don't copy the right cat and don't copy somebody's name, right? So we have to give you some few seconds to write this, because I understand that wealth never exceeds personal development. So the more you expose your brain to the possibilities, to the right information, the right environment, of course your mind is picturing those things, snapping pictures, and definitely going to turn you to become the best version, because your mind only manifests what you plant on it. So we have the subconscious mind, we have the conscious mind. So the conscious mind, of course, is actually what plants the seeds on the subconscious mind, which will definitely manifest the result you experience. So we are simply self-fulfilling prophecies. So you want to become better, start on yourself, because once you improve, everything will improve. Once you grow, everything will grow. And you are the most important factor in everything in life. So you are the most important factor. So let's start from the first one here. On your note right there, the mystery of wealth. Let's start from the first one there. The mystery of wealth on your notes. So you're going to take some notes this morning. So I would like you to write it this way, because I already mentioned this statement 2 weeks ago. I will still mention it again today, because repetition is the mother of learning. So write on your notes, the mystery of wealth is in the history of wealth. The mystery of wealth is in the history of wealth. So you want to know how wealth is being accumulated, then look at the history. The mystery of wealth is in the history of wealth. Full stop. So if you are too busy to look at history, okay, you'll be too busy to accumulate the wealth in the right way. So the mystery of wealth is in the history of wealth. Full stop. So write it down. In every economic era, wealth belongs to the privileged few who were in every economic era, in every economic age. Let's put it like that. In every economic age, wealth belongs to a privileged few in every economic age. In every economic age, from the 18th to the 19th to 20th, 21st century, in every economic age, whether the agricultural age, the industrial revolution, the revolution age, or the computer age, or right now the partner economy, or wealth belongs to the privileged few. So wealth always belongs to the few privileged elites, few people. In every economic age, wealth belongs to a privileged few. Full stop. So the question you asked me today, and I would like you to write it on your note the way it is: who were the few? Who were the few? Like a question mark. So I will give you the answer. Who were the few? So if it belongs to the privileged few, question: who were the few? So the answer is that the owners of assets, by way of the few were the owners of assets, by way of number one. So this few own asset by the way of number one, inheritance. Number two, they have these assets by war. Number three, they have these assets by purchase. Number four, they have these assets by gift. They were only gift kings those days. So if the mystery of wealth is in the history of wealth, so in every era, everyone that ever became wealthy actually became wealthy by owning assets. So in the agricultural age, they own farmlands. In the industrial age, they own companies, factories, industries. They were the owners. And how did they get these things? They get it through inheritance. Number two, through war. Number three, through purchase. And number four, through gifts. So this is true. Then we need to take the next statement. Let me just allow you to write it down. So you understand that if you actually want asset, like I keep telling people, the reason why we are working is not to pay bills. Is to use part of the money to buy assets. So they own the source, not the supply. They own the farm and not the food. They own the trees and not the fruits. They own the wells and not the water. But you know, once you own the well, you own the water. That's what it means. So they own the boats, they own the assets, and once you have the source, you surely have the supply. So how does it work? So let's get to some things to write. So, why many people today are actually struggling, not having this understanding of ownership, because ownership is a way to go. If you don't think of ownership, you are thinking to become a slave. That is what it means. Because there's a conspiracy. The conspiracy is that we must create a system where the average and the less privileged will never be exposed to the knowledge of ownership. So we are going to create a system and curriculum that will be intentionally to train people to work for us. So it was intentional act that school system will be created to train people to work for us. School is not education. I keep telling people, education is from the word edu sera, to draw from within. That means there are giftings and ideas God embedded in you. Somebody showing you how to become more from within, from inside out. That is education. But somebody giving instructions on discipline to follow to be able to be a lawyer, accountant, that is schooling. So it was a curriculum set so that subjects like money will not be taught in the curriculum. Subject like imagination will move from curriculum. Subject like leadership, commercial, of course, arena, investment will remove from curriculum, because these are subjects you are not permitted to teach in the school, so that they will never think of ownership. It was a deliberate act that ownership is a way to go, but most will not expose the middle class, the less privileged, to this possibility of ownership. So we rather teach them so that they can work for us, who owns the system. So education system we have were not meant to play a level ground for everybody to wealthy. That's why the school system is a factory of mass production of a slave that will work for us. So it's obedient slave, voluntary slave, without no knowledge about wealth. The system is to train people to become slave to salary. That what will motivate them to wake up in the morning is salary. So if we can change their mind for them to be a slave to salary, then we've gotten the school curriculum right. So, and we have to start when they're small, because you train a child the way he goes, when he grows, he will not depart from it. So you see, when somebody really know that this my salary that is giving me to take home is not taking me home, he doesn't want it, because he's a slave of it already. So you cannot become a slave and then take ownership. So you must receive a different kind of education about wealth so they can actually own. So the factory school system was introduced to produce a slave to salary. I call it wage slaves, So the school system is not broken. It's not a broken system that needs to be fixed. It's not broken at all. It's doing what it was meant to do. So rather, it's doing exactly what it was designed to do. So training out millions of people, they bring them out to work for salary, because the school system is miseducation, misinformed, misdirected, misled individual who have no clue about wealth. So this thing leads to they will never have the experience to have this financial independence, financial abundance. So they put you on a place, say you need financial security. So it's a problem, because if the history of wealth, the mystery of wealth is the history of wealth. So everybody who actually become wealthy in agriculture age, they were owners of land, farmlands, lands for cultivation, lands for growing of livestock. It was ownership. If you don't own anything, you become a slave to that thing. So for you to become wealthy in this generation, you need to understand something I want to share with you today, because if you still use the logic of school systems to argue with wealth education, it's going to be a challenging, because we know that this was a fully, of course, a plan, like I always say, conspiracy to keep the people poor and broke. And it's good for the government. When people are poor and broke, there's so much hunger in the land, the government can steal enough, because nobody will eat. You've not eaten enough to go and say, we know the agree. Because if people are rich and wealthy, they will start thinking, and that's a big challenge. So you cannot be a victim of circumstances. You rather be a victor. Say, I'm a victor. So how are you going to do that? How do you change it? How do you beat them in their own game? You understand the game, which is what I'm going to share with you. So you can beat them in the game. Any game you don't understand the rules, you will lose already. You're already a victim. You don't know the rules of playing chess, you lost already. You don't know the rules of playing football, you lost already. You don't know the rules of playing, of course, long tennis. The rules, every game has rules. Tell your neighbor, neighbor, every game has a rule. And every game must have a winner. That's why it's called game. Tell no game. That is why it's called game. Football, there must be a winner. There must be a winner. So the game is designed that someone will lose and someone will gain, someone will win. So if every game, even the game of money, even the game of wealth, is designed that there must be a winner and there must be a loser. So you must choose to become the winner. Say, I'm the winner. I'm the winner. And to be the winner, you must understand number 2, income generating assets. If you lack the understanding of number 2, you've lost already. I tell you nothing. You can be a good Christian. You make heaven for sure. I'm not lying to you. But you see this one where they live? This will be like jungle. Yesterday I told about a predator and a prey. That's how jungle is. In every jungle, there must be a predator and there must be a prey. Yes or yes? So whenever you engage in any fight, the one must be the one to consume the other one. And you know, and it's a very bad thing for you to see yourself as a victim, as a prey, and you keep telling yourself, you know, I don't have strength. Nobody's helping me. No. There's no pity for jungle. Jungle no dey pity anybody. That is why this world where you live was not meant to be easy. The world is already strong. You had, but you are meant to become stronger. Say, I'm strong. You are supposed to be the strongest, the stronger emotionally, spiritually, financially. Say, whenever I am strong. So to beat the game of wealth, to emerge as a winner, you must understand income generating assets. Write it on your note like this. The way to wealth in every economy, in every age. The way to wealth in every economy, in every age. The way to wealth in every economy, age, era has always involved the ownership of income generating assets. The way to wealth, in every economy, era, age has always involved ownership of income generating assets. So in every era, in every age, in every economic era, in every circumstances, the way to wealth always involve the ownership of income generating assets. So as far as you don't have income generating assets, okay, you are already a victim. Yeah, I told you yesterday, if you choose not to decide, you've decided already, because indecision is a decision. If you choose not to become white, you are becoming black already. There's nothing like I'm in the middle. The middle is the worst place to be, because the middle place will make you be like what the Bible says. You want to be hot, hot. You want to be cool, cool. You cannot be lukewarm. We'll spit you out, because the thing, if light say come, darkness say come. You know what? When light leave, darkness will set in. So it's the worst place to be. So don't be so in every area of wealth, every economic era. The way to wealth has always been the ownership of income generating assets. If you are with me, shall I? So write on your notes like this. Those who owns the assets generate the income and become wealthy. Those who own the assets generate the income and become wealthy. Those who own the assets generate the income and become wealthy. Those who own the assets generate the income and become wealthy. Anyone that owns the assets generate the income and they end up becoming wealthy. So how does it work? Look at it. I'll give you 6 or 7 of them. Okay, so it's like this. You want to become wealthy, you have to own. You have to own it. Ownership. You must have ownership of the source. Because the source will definitely give birth to supply. Tell us supply. So you have to own. So you have to own the source. You want to become wealthy. You want to become wealthy, you must own the farm. You must own the farm. Because the farm will give birth to the food supply. Of course, if you don't own the farm, where will you cultivate? They get the food. So you have to own ownership in every economy. Of course, every area. You want to become wealthy, you must own the tree. You must own the tree that will give birth to the fruit. So if you don't own the tree, and every day you pay for the fruit, yeah, it's difficult now. Because the ownership of the tree now get the fruits now. So you must own the well. So you must own the well that give supply to the water. Number 5, in every economy, you must own the boat that give birth to the fishes. Because if you own the boat, you can use to fish. In every economic era, You must own the assets that generate the income. You must own the assets that generate the income. So there's nothing to worry about it. You must own the seller actually owns the buyer, because if nobody's selling, you cannot buy. And once you are selling, people must buy, because at least either it's spiritual needs, whether it's a problem, whether it's an issue, there must always be a buyer. So to be wealthy is to own the income generating assets. You have to own the source, is ownership. Don't just want the supply. If you want the supply, you are putting yourself subject to the owner of the source. That is just it. So you must own the business. And once you own the business, you own the job. People will come for jobs. So I think let me just extend it a little bit, but I didn't want to clean this. So but let me just clean it so that we can write some little more. So for you must own the business. Your business gives birth to jobs. You must own the hospital, because hospital give birth to doctors working. Because without hospital, doctors find it difficult to work because the equipment they need. So you must own, it's ownership. You must own the school, because the school gives to the teachers. So you don't own the school teacher, where will you sit and teach now? So it's ownership. In every economy, you must own the factories. The factories give birth to the workers in the factory. So you see, so you must own the school. In every economy, you must own the school. The school give birth to the teachers and the students. So without the school, teachers will not. You must own the chamber. You must own the hospital where the doctors, the pharmacists will work. So it's ownership. It's ownership. So if you're not thinking ownership, you are already a victim already. So you already put yourself, as far as you're not even thinking, you're already taking their side already. So the fact that I don't know why you wake up, instead of just thinking how to own a business, you're thinking about a job. Instead of thinking about own assets, you're thinking about income. All your life should be how to own. Because see, if you don't own, you already put yourself as a disadvantage. No matter how much you pray and fast, you're already disadvantaged. The economy is already against you. So it's difficult. So you end up seeing yourself walking in a circle, and you pray and fast, and God has answered your prayer, but you have refused to improve yourself, to take ownership. Because see, that's why the Bible says that God blessed man when he created man. He said, be fruitful, multiply, dominate. So it's about dominating a kingdom. You must create a business that is your kingdom, a factory that is your kingdom, that you have people that work. So if you don't have that, you're already subject to people that owns it. So you always see there's a system has been arranged that money will move from the consumers to the what producers. So you must be the producer. You must be the producer, because if without the producer, there's no consumer. So don't be a consumer, because money always moves from this side to this side. So any money they pay, you see payback. That happened. That's the government tax you, everything. So you must take ownership. You must be the producer. Say I'm the producer. Don't just be a consumer. As you consume, produce. You don't necessarily, because I told you about energy. If you consume food, you should produce something in your mind. You should not just people alone, not just we alone. Contribution. You must contribute something that leads to another production. So you see, so ownership in every era. So as far as you're not thinking, it's a me, that's where I got it. Just the head. Me, I define work. Forget about that. They talk. Be furniture. You know, people don't know. Yeah, I define small work. I define small car, small land, small things. You see, you already put your brain in a place of disadvantage, and life will manifest to you whatever you desire, because we are all self-fulfilling prophecy. So you must take ownership. Take ownership of the source. Take ownership. So if you don't have ownership already, start thinking about it. Because in every era, wealthy people owns. When there was industrial era, those are own factories, companies, industry. They were the bigger boys playing the game. Yes or yes? Yes. I cannot be richer than your employer. You cannot. Employees must be. We are not going to pay you money at the expense of the company. Instead, that will sack you. We'll get another cheaper labor. So that's what happened. Every entrepreneur, you must definitely make more money than the employee. So the wealth, write it down. The wealth value the source, and the poor value the supply. The wealth value the source, and the poor value the supply. That's what it means. The wealth value the source, and the poor value the supply. So what we value are different. What we seek are different. Our knowledge are different. Our attitude is different. Our behavior is different. So you see, we have different outcomes too. So the wealth value the source, and the poor value the supply. Full stop. The wealth value the source, and the poor value the supply. So, and you see, it's about value system. So, this is all about value system or the state of mind. So, being wealthy has to do with the state of mind than your bank account. It's the state of mind. We call it wealth file. So, as far as there is no file in your cabinet, so you can have money in your bank account. We are just waiting because we know the money will be gone so soon. I put a scripture on my timeline, I think the other day, that what is wealth doing in the house of a foolish man who has no desire for knowledge. I now understand why Solomon valued knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, which was the source to the manifestation of everything you see. He valued that source more than the material things. He said, in all thy gettings, get knowledge, get understanding, get wisdom. So in all thy gettings, because this will protect, this will give birth, is a source. So what is the difference? Write it down your note. What is the difference between assets? What is the difference between an asset and liability? I think we'll finally stop somewhere there. What is the difference between an asset and liability? I'll give you 4 of them. What is the difference between asset and liability? What is the difference between asset and liability? I'll give you 4 of them so that anything that makes you money. At time, full stop. An asset is anything that makes you money. An asset is anything that makes you money or that generates, that appreciates in value over time. So if something is not giving you money, it's a liability. It's not appreciating over time, it's a liability. An asset is anything that makes you money or that appreciates in value over time, full stop. An asset is anything that makes you money. An asset is anything that makes you money or that appreciates in value over time. If written that down, shall I? If not written it down yet, shall wait for me? Copy from your neighbor now. What touch yourself now? Say I'm a success. Touch yourself. Say I'm a millionaire. So whatever somebody is telling you, of course, copy is allowed. Just don't copy somebody's name. In our class, just sit down close to somebody who write very well, who write very fast, and don't tell him excuse me. Just be copying. As you know, can't get money, pay tax. You're supposed to get leg they run. As you know, if you get brain where they spell very fast, you're supposed to copy very fast. No lose 2 of them. So an asset is anything that makes you money or that appreciates in value over time. They tell you that every wise man value asset. Poor people, they value income. So a wise man value asset. A poor man just look for income. That's why you see that challenge that while are too much. A wise man value asset, poor people value income. They say, I just need money. I keep telling you, any day you sit in front of a wealthy man, don't ask him for money. Don't tell a wealthy man your problem. Tell a wealthy man your vision, your ideas, your concept, your plan. Tell a wealthy man your plan and give him a room for him to benefit. Tell a wealthy man, this plan is like this, this business like this, that you have gone experience, I've gotten value. And if you are interested, you get 50% share, 40% share capital. The man will be interested. But when you tell a wealthy man your problems, you're looking for arms. I told you yesterday that beggars are people who ask for value without any value. He said, oh God, I don't get value, but give me Gary, give me this. So you're asking for value without no value. You are committing an economic sin. What does it called? Economic, understand value for value. But you're approaching the market with not value. It's the worst thing for you to appear in front of your destiny helper without value. And you want to collect value from him. That is called begging. Begging is asking for value without value. And don't put yourself in that state because you have value. In case you don't know, make I tell you, you may be born naked, but you're not born empty. God embedded in you giftings, ideas, of course, vitality, fidelity. All you need to do is to discover, develop, and deploy. Say not discover. Say not develop. Say not deploy. Let me tell you what happened to you. After this class, when I finish with you, you start thinking as God, I need to own assets. I need to own income. As you begin to think about it, begin to feel like the owner. What happened to you is that they are reprogramming your subconscious mind to begin to connect you with the right resources you need to own these assets. Because we don't have lack of resources, we have lack of resourceful men. Until you are resourceful, you cannot manage resources. Until you are resourceful, you will sabotage and abuse resources. Until you are resourceful, God will not hand over certain people to you. The day you are resourceful, God will hand over leaders to you that you can connect. Because if God hand over some leaders to you at this point, where your thinking capacity is still low, you abuse them, sabotage them, abuse. The problem is too much. So that's why God will never allow you to have certain things until you have grown. So the moment you cannot allow a 5-year-old child to drive a car because he has not grown yet. Not giving such a responsibility. The same thing with God. Remember, God created us in his image and likeness. So you can imagine that. So I want to understand that asset is anything that makes you money or that appreciates in value over time. So if your phone is not making you money, your car is not making you money, your land is not making you money, anything you are doing is not making you money, okay, you have a liability already. So don't use your money to buy liabilities only. You always use your money to buy assets. Let your assets buy your liability. Number 2, write it down. A liability is anything that costs you money or that loses value over time. A liability is anything that costs you money. A liability is anything that costs you money or that loses value over time. A liability is anything that costs you money or that loses value over time. A liability, anything that costs you money that loses value over time. It's a big liability. You are investing, you are putting effort in something that is not going to bring money. You are buying shawarma, eat pizza every day, ice cream, give to a girl that you know that will not marry you. Congratulations, appreciation. I mean, by the time you invest that your future will open. That you actually smoke that doesn't give you value. It's not putting money to you. It's not improving your value. Even the smokers are liable to die young, and you go buy and they smoke. That people get mind for this life. Now, why you know the pity poor man for this? Because they will put down and say smokers are liable to die young. You see, buy them no worry, continue. By that you don't smoke 2 blocks of cement, 1 bag of cement. Now you know say your future red. So you keep investing in things that don't add value to you. I'm not just to make you no drink, but you can't drink like say your future na drink. Wake up for money, na carry they carry wake up for money. I don't get it. This thing is he putting money in your pocket? No. Why are you spending your energy on it? You know, every night they say block me. You don't suffer for a day. Go make 20,000. Now you can't half of the money I drink. He said we drank, we high. What is highness? Highness don't ever give person money before. Say you high money into your account. You don't say before. You just sleep for that. That is the truth. So I did not say you should not drink, but it is that everything must have, you must be thinking asset. Asset. Number 3, write it down. Number 3. Anything that makes you money. Anything that makes you money than it costs you to buy it. Anything that makes you money than it costs you to buy is an asset. Anything that makes you money than the cost you buy it is an asset. Realize it right. Anything that makes you money, anything that makes more money, anything that makes more money than it costs you to buy is an asset. That it makes more money than the cost of buying it. Anything that makes you more money than the cost of buying it is an asset. Anything that makes more money than the cost of buying it is an asset. Anything that makes more money than the cost of buying it is an asset. It is not an expense, it's an investment. So write it down. It's not an expense. It's not an expense, it's an investment. So it makes you money more than the cost of buying it. That when you get it cheaper, but it's going to give you more money. That thing is an asset. Or you call it investment. It's not expense. You're not spending money. It's an investment. So you're going to put up anything that makes you more money than the cost of buying it is an asset. It's not an expense, it's an investment. So you should be thinking of what do I buy that will give me more money than the cost of buying it. I was talking about buying treasury bills, buy bond, buy mutual fund. You buy it, they will pay you some percentage. If they pay you 20% per annum or 30% per annum, as the case may be, very soon the thing will give you more money than the cost of you buying the assets, the treasury bills, the bond, the mutual fund, the landed property. So you buy land now that you actually. I don't like people that buy land to sell, except you do land banking. I like people that buy land to develop it, because when you develop it, it gives you cash flow, tenor cash flow. It gives what you call income generating asset. I like someone to keep giving you money. So the purpose of buying land is to build on it, either 1-room parlor, 3-room parlor, you build hostel, you build shopping mall. So don't just buy land to sell, except you are having the mindset of land banking, which is not bad, because that will give you more money than the cost of buying it. So if you are going to buy something that would enter give you more money than the cost of buying it, that thing is an asset. So you don't know. So you should be thinking right now, I'm saving my money to buy something that will give me more money than cost of buying it. That's how we think, because it's ownership all the way. It's an ownership. We must own, and we start by owning ourselves. So if you cannot own yourself, you cannot even own assets. You own yourself first. How do you own yourself? Own your time. Live by your own terms, not by government terms. So the day you decide not to plan for yourself, government is planning for you. Decide when to wake up, decide what to do. Own your life. Own your life. Decide not to be a slave. See, nobody will pay you money to be rich and wealthy. I keep saying this thing. And in fact, if somebody is paying you 500,000, just take it from me. They will use you like 5 and 6 pounds. They say you no get future. Let me tell you. You know, if you think about yourself. So asset is something that makes you more money than the cost you buy it, and it's not an expense. It's an investment. It's investment. So the last one, but not the least, write on your note. If it makes more money, if it makes more money, if it makes money, if it makes money, but not more than the cost, is a liability. If it makes money, but not more than the cost of buying it, is a liability. That means if that thing gives you money, and the money is giving you is not more than the cost of buying it, it will never give you more than the cost of buying it. That is a liability. If it makes money, but not more than the cost, comma, it is still a liability. If it makes money, but not more than the cost, comma, it is still a liability. It is still a liability. So it's making money from you, but not more than the cost. If it makes money, but not more than the cost, comma, it is still a liability. So what you're looking for is the cost of digging the well, okay? And you're going to make sales from the well. And eventually, you know that this water dry up during dry season, and you'll not recover the cost for the next 20 years, 30 years. Okay, it's still a liability. No need to invest in such a thing. You are buying a land that you cannot cultivate. No crops, it has water lock. Anything you plant will die. It's a liability. Why do you buy it? So if you ask yourself question, I must take ownership, is one of the mystery of its ownership, because the opposite of asset is liability. A wealthy man produces asset that gives him money in return. Write it down your note. Very, very important. A wealthy man purchases assets. A wealthy man purchases assets to give him money in return. A wealthy man purchases assets to give him more money in return. A wealthy man purchases assets to give him more money in return. That's how we flow. So, do you know why we purchase assets? A wealthy man purchases assets to give him money in return. Why we purchase assets is because money, income flows to assets. Income flows to assets. That's how we purchase it. Income follows assets. Okay, that's the right way to put it. Income follows assets. A wealthy man purchases assets to give him more money in return. Full stop. Because income follows assets. Please, you have to tell your neighbor this morning. Tell your neighbor. Income follows assets. Tell your money follows value. So instead of saying I want money, why not say I want value? Because all these things you see, instead of saying I want income, why not say I want asset? Because income follows assets. Fishes follow boat. Water follows a well. Fruit follows tree. Fruit is follow farm. Supply follows source. Is a slave. Job follow. Without business, there is no job. So you must own a business to have a job. Without factories, there is no worker. Without school, there is no teacher. Without, how would they teach? The commercial school that I'm talking about. So the thing now, it depends on your thinking. That is why you're exposing your mind to the possibility of this thing happening to you. Because a lot of people have not even thought about it. All your life is I'm looking for a job. I'm just looking for money. I don't want to build leaders. I don't want to build people. Once you build leaders, you will have money. Once you build leaders, you will have money. Once you build leaders, you will have money. You have loyalty. Once you build leaders, you have loyalty. You have money. You have everything you need. Once you build leaders, once you build people, you can build an organization. Once you build, you can build an organization. You can build a community. Once you build people, you can build a community. Once you build, you can build, of course, anything. Because entrepreneurs build people, and people build a business. Entrepreneurs build people, they build organization. When Christ came, Christ did not buy Rolls Royce, skyscraper. Christ was focusing on building 12 men, 10 or 12. Yeah. The people build Christian community. That's just what you need to understand. So instead of saying I need community, why not say I need people to build? Instead of saying I need money, why not say I need value to give? Because once you give value, money follows, because money is a slave of value. So these things is to expose your mind, to change your thinking and what you seek, to start seeking the right thing. Instead of thinking I need food, I need income. Why not say I need assets? You'll be thinking assets. And because you are thinking that, your life begins to manifest that, because We are all see, thoughts are things. What did I say?
Thoughts are things.
You're not be greater than your thought. Nobody's bigger than his thought. So your life you are living right now is a direct proportion to your thinking. The way you think 5 years ago, 10 years ago, yesterday, that's what is manifest. So when I have a better tomorrow, that's when you start thinking different today. Because if you see him, you say it's not my fault. That's the more reason. Because you don't accept responsibility for your life. So you quickly blame people. That's what poor people do. They blame. They don't accept. They don't accept. They blame. It's not my fault. It's the government. It's the economy. And they're pointing one finger and the four of them face him. See, the problem is that you don't need to blame anybody for your current circumstances, for what they are passing through. Take the responsibility and start thinking how to make it better, because you are the best person that can make a difference in your life. So money, income follows assets. You are with me, shall I? So to generate bigger income, you must own bigger and better assets. Write it down. To generate bigger income, if you actually want more money, more income, to generate bigger income, you must own bigger and better assets. There is no two ways about it. To generate bigger income, you must own bigger and better assets. To generate more community, more loyalty, more people, you must own bigger organization, bigger people, you must own it. To generate bigger income, you must own bigger and better assets. Full stop. Are you with me? The saying that says, if you give a man fish, you feed him for a day. But you teach him how to fish, give him the boat and the net and the skill, you feed him for life. So because whenever the man wants to fish, he has a skill, he has a boat, he has a net to go there and do the fishing by himself. So imagine you always asking somebody for income instead of asking for assets. That means you keep, when the thing finish, you go back again. And that's why you see, when you accept a job opportunity, that to say that you have sold yourself wholesale, and the people you are telling them, please retail me every month, retail me two cups of rice, make I use and go manage. That's what you've just done ignorantly. And ignorance is not a demon. We cannot cast it out. And the only solution to ignorance is knowledge. Knowledge. If you don't accept it, you don't know it, you will become a slave. See, there's no two ways about it. Ignorance plus doubt leads to fear, and that is one thing many employees are so afraid to leave that job, because they are ignorant of the possibility of their life, and they are now doubting themselves because the school system makes you feel that you are nothing. You cannot use your brain. Your brain is not needed. Your brain is to follow instructions. This is to come to work. This is to close to work. This is what to do. They have routine organized by another person for you. What a wonderful life of enslaving yourself. That's what the generation was doing before now. When they were selling our forefathers on slave for slave, the slave does not talk. The owner of the farmland decide when the slave will wake up, what he will do in the farm. This farm must plant cassava. That's what the slave will plant. You don't have a choice to say, I want to plant, of course, yam. That is not the choice of the slave. So that is what is called modernized slave, and of a voluntary slave, a slave that will voluntarily submit himself for another man's plan. Why can't you sit down to plan your life? Because you are not sure of yourself. Why are you not sure of yourself? Because they told you you are nothing. You are useless. You are born come. Put down for your chest. They carry we poor masses. If they say I am poor, my family is poor, my grandfather was poor, I inherited poverty. That is why I am poor. See, don't have somebody make you feel less of yourself. I always call it identity crisis. What does it called? Identity crisis. Tell me, I must own assets. I must own assets. That's what you say every day. If you speak it in present tense as if it has happened already, say I own assets. What does it say? I own assets. Tell me, I own treasury bills. I own mutual funds. I invest in mutual funds. $10,000. Speaking that language, $20,000. Speaking, say you own it. Speak as if it's happened already. The unconscious mind doesn't understand the truth and the lie. So lie to yourself. Lie I'm more than enough. I own $50,000 in mutual fund. I own $50,000 in assets. So be told that your mind will start producing for you. People don't understand that you have a supercomputer that actually produces the life you want. So nobody told you about the computer. Nobody thought about the computer. Nobody taught you how to use your mind, because it was Intentional and deliberate removal of this subject from school curriculum. So you never be taught how to use your mind. So you think that your mind is just, if your mind is useless. So please don't put yourself in a position of disadvantage in life, because life will give you that you plant. You know, the universe is a multiplier. Universe will not give whatever you plant. You like go and plant one corn. It will give you many corns. You know, it will not give you one. Go and plant one mango seed. It will not give you one mango. It will give you many mango fruit and many seeds year upon year. Yes or yes? So if you need to plant in yourself, because this thing I'm telling you right now is a shift in thinking that shifts in your result. If you can see, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So the reason why people are, of course, are where they are is because of their thoughts. If you cannot change the man's thought, give a bigger picture of his mind, he's not even aware of the possibility of good things that happen to him. He struggles every day and wonder why his life is not working. So from tomorrow, tomorrow, I will continue with the 4 T's, the new age, the new opportunity, and the new ways. The new ways you can apply, and money will work for you. Money must work for you in this life. Money must meet money in your hand. Say amen. Do you know why? Ask me why. Money is a bad master and a loyal servant. So I want money to serve you. Money has no choice because you're the real boss. Touch yourself, I'm the boss. Some people even lack confidence to touch themselves and call themselves the boss. But somebody tell them, this is open, forget about it. I'm telling you, I've not eaten since yesterday. That thing you are not eating is not a factor. It's called contributing factor. Touch yourself, you can say, I'm the boss. I'm the boss. That one is begging for a recharge card. You can do better. Touch yourself, you can say, I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. You can do better. Touch yourself, I'm a success. So I'm a significant person. That's who you are. So you are actually who you say you are. So don't believe anybody's report. Believe the Lord's report and the report you give to yourself. So don't believe anybody telling you about it. It's called opinion. It's an opinion. People's opinion don't pay your bills. The online community, I wish I could talk a lot, but I want to just lay this foundation today for tomorrow's class. I want to build on it, because you don't live life, you design and build life. You don't live life, you build life like you build a house. So you don't just live life. I see life. No, you are the architect of your success in life. Design your life, document your life. Poor people don't write, don't document. In fact, whatever you don't know overwhelms you. Whatever you know, you can modify. Whatever you don't document, you cannot modify. So you must document your life. You must draw your life. You must document your life. Poor people are too busy to document their life. I keep saying every time, business is not productivity. Business is not progress. Beware of the barrenness of a busy life. Say your name again, neighbor. Beware of the barrenness of a busy life. So online community, thank you for watching from Dubai, from France, from Italy, from all over the world. I like your comments. In fact, when YouTube tell me that the highest people that watch our trainings outside Nigeria is US, I was super excited. So we want to encourage you to do more of that, share the videos. So I want to give a special advice. Please don't get involved in a business without a mentor. You know why? Mentorship is a legal shortcut to success. Him and the shadow of mentors will see far. See you at the top. See you tomorrow, and the sky will be your starting point. Bye-bye for now. So for the rest of us, I just want to be sure I'm not talking to tables and chairs. I'm talking to human beings. So the one of the best way that makes me know that I'm talking to human beings is because I like to get feedback when I'm talking, because communication is not complete without feedback. Tell me your feedback. If you don't have feedback in communication, that means I'm making noise. I'm telling nothing the truth. So you must get feedback. So please